To make the police responsive, proactive, and effective in the face of a breakdown of internal security, the Senate Committee on Constitution Amendment is considering a proposal that would tinker with the structure of the police. The committee resorted to adjustment of the structure because the members failed to agree on the proposal for state police. After a rancorous debate on the police, source said the members decided to push the issues to plenary for a decision. The decision on the state police was along ethnic lines, the source added. The proposed plan will be part of the amendments and recommendations to be submitted to the Senate at plenary next month after resumption from vacation. It seeks to decentralize the police operation to bring it closer to the people. In the new arrangement, there will be additional 17 zonal commands, Zonal Police Council, State Security Advisory Council, and Community Policing Advisory Council. The zonal commands shall have operational and budgetary control over the police formations in the zones. In what appears like semi-autonomy, the zonal commands is to prepare and submit to the force headquarters their budget, which the Inspector General of Police shall forward to the National Assembly for approval. The deployment of an Assistant Inspector General of Police to a zone or his removal from a zone shall be subject to confirmation by the Senate. The Inspector General of Police is stripped of powers to remove an Assistant Inspector General of Police at will. The removal of an Inspector General of Police and an Assistant Inspector General of Police shall be based on two-thirds majority of the Senate. Also, the funding of the police will be at zonal, state, and local levels. Special levies and or taxes are to be introduced in the states and in the zones for the purpose of the fund. The Senate and the House of Representative Committee on Constitution Review may defer debate on state police to the plenary. It was learned that members of the two committees were not able to agree on the state police. These details of the recommendation are contained in a bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to decentralize the operations and the funding for the police for states and communities to participate in policing in Nigeria and for other related matters. Some of the amendments to the 1999 Constitution to be proposed for consideration are as follows. Section 215, 1A. An Inspector General of Police who, subject to Section 216(2) of the Constitution, shall be appointed by the President on the recommendation of the National Police Council from among serving members of the Nigerian Police subject to the confirmation of such appointment by the Senate. 215(1)(b). A Commissioner of Police for each state of the Federation who shall be appointed by the Police Service Commission and deployed by the Inspector General of Police. 215(1)(c). A Commissioner of Police for a state shall serve in that capacity for a minimum term of 2 years, which may be renewed or extended for another period of 2 years, and no more. On the zonal structure of the Nigerian Police Force, Section 215(1)(d), the zonal commands of the Nigerian Police Force shall consist as follows. The breakdown of the zonal commands of the Nigerian Police Force, NPF, is as follows. Zone 1, Kano and Jigawa. Zone 2, Lagos and Ogun. Zone 3, Adamawa and Taraba. Zone 4, Benue and Nasarawa and Plateau. Zone 5, Edo and Delta. Zone 6, Akwa Ibom and Cross River. Zone 7, FCT and Niger. Zone 8, Kogi and Kwara. And Zone 9, Abia, Ebonyi and Imo. Others are Zone 10, Sokoto, Kebbi and Zamfara. Zone 11, Osun and Oyo. Zone 12, Bauchi and Gombe. Zone 13, Anambra and Enugu. Zone 14, Katsina and Kaduna. Zone 15, Borno and Yobe. Zone 16, Bayelsa and Rivers. And Zone 17, Ondo and Ekiti. A document exclusively obtained by the Nation gave insight into the modus operandi of the zonal commands. It says, each zonal command shall be headed by an Assistant Inspector General of Police who shall report to the Inspector General of Police. The zonal command shall be headed by an Assistant Inspector General of Police who shall be deployed by the Inspector General of Police on the recommendation of the Zonal Police Council, who shall forward at least 6 names for the consideration of the Inspector General of Police from among 7 members of the Nigerian Police. The deployment of an Assistant Inspector General of Police to a zone or his removal from a zone shall be subject to confirmation by the Senate. The zonal command shall have operational and budgetary control over the police formations in the zones and shall prepare and submit to the force headquarters their budget, which the Inspector General of Police shall forward to the National Assembly for approval. There was also an alteration to Section 216 of the 1999 Constitution on the removal of Inspector General of Police and an Assistant Inspector General of Police. The removal of an Inspector General of Police and an Assistant Inspector General of Police shall be based on 2/3 majority of the Senate. 216(1) says, an Inspector General of Police shall only be removed by the President upon the recommendation of the National Police Council, praying that he shall be so removed on any of the following grounds. 1. Misconduct in the discharge of his official duties. 2. Breach of Police Act, regulations, and code of conduct. 3. Conviction of any offense by court or law or tribunal, including administrative tribunals set up by the police authorities for internal discipline of police officers. Indictment by judicial body or tribunal for corruption, fraud, embezzlement, or other unacceptable conduct in office, bankruptcy, mental incapacity, and participation in political activities of any kind, either within or outside the country, including sponsoring or giving aid to any political group or movement, provided that such removal shall be subject to approval by a resolution of 2/3 majority of the Senate. By inserting a new section 28 of 2, the function of the zonal police advisory council shall include the organization and administration of the police in the zones and all other matters relating thereto, not being matters relating to the use and operation control of the police or the appointment, disciplinary control, and dismissal of members of the police, the general supervision of the police in zones, and advising the Inspector General of Police on the issue of security in the zones, and advising the Inspector General of Police on the deployment of Assistant Inspector General of Police to the zones. By inserting a new Section 28 of 3, the Senate Committee also recommended the establishment of the Zonal Police Advisory Council Fund. Section 28 of 3 says, there shall be established funds into which shall accrue all monies that shall be saved and employed strictly in the circumstances as provided for in this Constitution. The fund shall be known as the Zonal Police Advisory Council Fund and consist of contributions from the governors in the zone and from other sources as hereunder stated. The sole objective of the fund shall be to provide an assured fund to support the operation of the police in the zones and shall be solely employed in the circumstances provided for in this Constitution.